What is up, everybody? This is the Stack Card Live after show for Beyond Wrestling's Overnite Sensation, and what an incredible 6 hours this was over here in Melrose Memorial Hall. I mean, I've seen some of the best matches I've seen in forever. We had Brian Fury's retirement match from Beyond Wrestling. We also seen a couple of excellent female competitions take place as well, along with tag team action. Storylines were developed, especially between my favorite, David Starr, with Joey Janela. I think that's been, the best storyline all year. People are clearing out. I gotta make this show quick because we were running behind on schedule, so I'm just gonna go with it. We started off the night with, it was insane because we had a New England Pro Wrestling Academy, which is Brian Fury's school. A lot of his students competed in a match. It was a fast-paced match until the Hit Squad came out, basically decimated everybody in the ring. They were throwing around people like rag dolls. It was great, though. It was really fun, and it wasn't just the first time that the Hit Squad got involved. They also got involved in another couple of other matches throughout the night. One thing I want to make note of is that the Crusade for Change was not, visible. I mean, they might have been here, but they weren't visible. I don't recommend, I don't recollect seeing them anywhere. But, I don't know. I mean, they could have been somewhere in the back. They could have been planning their next plot to attack someone. Who knows? But you can never close your eyes on the Crusade for Change because, as I noted numerous times, the Crusade for Change is the best best faction in wrestling history. So, then we went on to Kimberly versus Lufisto. This was an incredible match. I loved watching, both females go at it. Both of them are two of the greatest female competitors in the world. This was Kimberly's last match in Beyond Wrestling, as I was told earlier. And she was dealing with several neck injuries throughout the match. She was having a hard time, kicking out, getting up, and Lufisto just dropped her on her neck, and that was about it. But I expect her to see her, sometime soon, sometime eventually. And I mean, all these matches were amazing. Very notable, Ricochet and Jonathan Gresham. I thought that was maybe my favorite match all year that took place. And although we're dealing with the lag right now, due to this camera, I'm trying to make it work the best way I can. But we did have Ricochet and Jonathan Gresham in one of the best matches. The way they're just countering each other, counter after counter, you never know who is going to pick up the victory. And all it takes is a quick 3 count to win a match. So Gresham ended up walking away. He had that submission locked in on Ricochet, and it was just too much. And as David Starr put it earlier, it was one of the best technical wrestlers versus one of the best agile wrestlers. Speaking of one of the best technical wrestlers versus one of the best agile wrestlers, then we went on to see David Starr taking on A.R. Fox. Joey Janela was noted to have stitches. He was unable to compete tonight. So, David Starr ended up calling out A.R. Fox in place. That was great. The match was excellent. However, after the match, David Starr won. After the match, well, surprise, surprise, we saw Joey Janela return, and it looks like this feud is going to continue. I mean, we've seen what they did in Providence over the summer. Joey Janela pretty much carjacked a car, almost ran over David Starr. So anything can happen at this point. All I know is I gotta get to the next Beyond event because, if this storyline's continuing, I'm gonna be there. And the Hit Squad, I love it because they're making a name for themselves. They really feel like they've been underestimated and overlooked as of recent. And I really think that they are one of the best tag teams in the world right now. So I want to see what they can do. I want to see them go at it, take out the rest of the tag team division. But tag team, you have to go through the Crusade, and nobody's been able to do it thus far. So see what happens there. And then we had, speaking of tag teams, we had the EYFBO taking on the Spirit Squad. And Mike Drastic and Angel Ortiz. taking on Mike Mondo and Ken Doan, and Mikey and Kenny, should I say. And that match was excellent. Unfortunately, the shenanigans of the Spirit Squad. Kenny had him in a roll-up. Mike was pulling his hand, giving him some leverage, and they picked up a win on a roll-up. But the match was high-flying. It was fast. It was exciting throughout the whole thing. There was a moment in that match where there was no excitement at all. It just continued throughout the whole night. And then speaking of speed, speaking of fast, non-stop action, we had Jaka and Sean Maluta. I believe this is the first time we're seeing Sean Maluta in Beyond Wrestling, but that guy, the swift kicks to the head, him and Jaka really put on a clinic out there. Jaka was able to pick up a victory with an explosive powerbomb into the middle of the ring. Man, and that's just a victory. That's a victory not just for Jaka, but the whole EYFBO, and Chris Dickinson wants to get his hands on Chuck O'Neil. That feud is boiling to a head, and eventually when Chris Dickinson gets his hands on him, Chuck O'Neil's not going to be able to even move the night after. So then we have Matt Riddle versus Dan Barry. I thought this was an excellent match. I love seeing Matt Riddle compete in the ring, especially after winning the tournament for tomorrow a month ago. He ended up picking up the victory with an armbar, using his martial arts style to kind of take Barry to the ground. Barry is more of a, how do you describe it? More of a veteran wrestler, more classic in the ring, body slams, clotheslines. Matt Riddle finds a way to pick apart his opponents with his kicks, his elbows. It's just that mixed martial arts style, and eventually you got him locked in that armbar, and that was it. I always do keep an extra chair here in case we do have a guest. Unfortunately, today I don't think we're going to have a guest just due to time constraints. As you can see, though, our fellow fans in the background, everybody's kind of clearing out, so I figured, what? I want to keep this a tradition. I want to keep it live. And although I might get kicked out soon, hey, it's worth the wait. So let me just go on to talk about this match here, this tag team match. It was Jordan Grace and Deonna Purrazzo taking on Taylor Hendricks and Alexis. And it was crazy because Alexis and Taylor Hendricks picked up the win. Now, it was due to a little bit of interference. Maybe the referee was distracted, but hey, Taylor Hendricks picked up a victory with Alexis, and I like this tag team. I like that they're finding any way to win. It kind of reminds me of a female crusade for change, because wins are important in wrestling, and I think it's time that we start taking note of that rather than just overlooking wins and losses. I think they should mean something. Chris Hero versus John Silver, I really can't say enough about this match because you have the speed and power of Chris Hero. 6'6", I believe, and the guy moves like a cruiserweight. And then you also have Jonathan Silver, who is maybe looked at as the underdog in this match due to the size difference. But this guy's strength, it's kind of like Mark Henry's. He's picking up Chris Hero, tossing him around, backdropping him, suplexing him. It was a really exciting match, and if you haven't seen it, go to Beyond Demand, get the 14-day trial, and then just end up buying it, because once you get the 14-day trial, you're going to realize it's worth the investment. It's only $10 a month, and you're watching the greatest wrestling in the world, so go on there, check it out. It should be uploaded soon. And in the final match of the night, well, I didn't even go over Jeff Cobb and Chris Dickinson. That was just a clash of two bulls. Chris Dickinson was already pissed off from Chuck O'Neil, so having Chris Dickinson go into a match aggravated and with a lot of temper, probably not the best idea. He took out Jeff Cobb, made it look pretty easy. Jeff Cobb is no easy feat either. Jeff Cobb is one of the best wrestlers in the world, an Olympic athlete, and Chris Dickinson just took him out like it was nothing. And there's Dan Barry, everybody. As I mentioned, he had an excellent match with Matt Riddle earlier. yeah, it was just an amazing night here. Honestly, the night flew. Like they say, time flies when you're having fun. And whenever I'm at a Beyond event, you know, people look at the car and they say, wow, that's 12 hours, 6 hours. But it really feels like 30 minutes because it's just snap, snap the whole way through. Last match of the night, and I want to get to this real quick. It was Brian Fury and his student, Donovan Dijak. And this is going to take a little bit more time to explain because it was emotional. You could feel it within the room. The fans were cheering. The fans were electric, standing on their feet, pounding on the guardrail. Eventually, they ended up pounding on the ring mat. Brian Fury told everybody to stand up, get on their feet, move towards the ring. And it was teacher versus student. And no matter. Nice to see you guys. Take care. And it was awesome just seeing Fury take the victory. He had 3 Feast Your Eyes nailed on him, and he kicked out of each one. And the most impressive is on the 3rd Feast Your Eyes, he got up after one like it was nothing. He started, I don't know if it was the intensity, the crowd, something in the air, but it was almost like an instinct told him, look, I got to get up and I got to win this match. And he did. Dijak looked like he'd seen a ghost. And in the middle of the match, it got very, very personal. They were both looking eye to eye, face to face in the middle of the ring, and Dijak was basically saying, look, I accomplished everything that you never did. I am the success and you are the failure. And it took a while. Everybody was just kind of soaking in that emotion. After about 15 seconds of trash talking, the fight continued. It was a war till the end. Fury got that Boston Crab in, and Dijak, as Darius kind of likes to do. I wish he was here with me because he is, I think, one of the best special guests you could have on the show. But as Darius kind of likes to say, Dijak tapped out. And Brian Fury going out with a victory, maybe he should reconsider retirement because you just beat Donovan Dijak, the ace of Beyond Wrestling. Donovan Dijak earned that title at American Rana 2016 in July in Rhode Island. So for Fury to win that match, that was awesome. It was a great emotional night. Fury thanked all the fans. He said there's 2 things. 1, never underestimate Beyond Wrestling. Come to every show because you never know what's going to happen. And 2 is thank you. And he went around and he thanked all his fans that have supported him over his 17-year career. And it was incredible. So I leave you with that. This was a short video. However, I think I covered all of the bases. This is just a quick run through. If you really want to see all the action, I went through every match, but I did not name nearly enough of what took place. I mean, the chaos, the incredible maneuvers, just the great technical ability of these wrestlers, and the boiling feuds, the tension. This might have been one of the most emotional wrestling shows I've seen. One of the most intensified Beyond Wrestling shows I think I ever seen. Because although the wrestling is always on point, it's always 10 out of 10. This had a lot of emotion to it, with Kimberly and Brian Fury exiting the Beyond Wrestling scene. So I leave you with that, guys. I'll be back on Wednesday for round 58. I'll be covering WWE, Raw, SmackDown, Impact. And hopefully Raw and SmackDown's good. That way I have something interesting to talk about because, when Raw and SmackDown suck, it really doesn't help me because I don't really know what to talk about. This is my favorite referee.
In the house.
Steven Dumeng.
Yes, I have to be very brief, unfortunately.
Hey, that's fine. I'm happy I finally got someone in the seat because
no one sat here.
With the talent being over there and me being over here, and then we're having this time confliction today.
Yeah, I heard about that. Oh, that's not nice, Dan Barry.
I don't understand why everybody picks on you, especially the referee. I mean,
no love.
Chris Dickinson tossed you across the ring for really no reason at all.
I survived that barely, I might add. Thank God.
And I liked it because tonight I feel like you refed a lot of incredible matches.
Oh, yeah, tonight was unbelievable, filled with a ton of...
There's Chris.
There you go. Right on cue. A lot of fantastic moments, a lot of emotion going into this event, and it delivered top to bottom. It was excellent, very good stuff here from Beyond.
Yeah, and as I was saying, it was probably one of the most emotional Beyond Wrestling.
Yes.
There was a lot of feelings in the air going around. I believe this is Kimberly's last Beyond Wrestling event, for the time being at least. And Brian Fury's.
And Brian Fury's is that is definitive.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and what a match between Dijak and Brian Fury. Wow, that had me on my toes.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I'm sure everyone in attendance, everyone literally was on their feet for that matchup. It was incredible.
And it wouldn't have been a Beyond Wrestling event without everybody crowding the ring. I thought that was a special way to end the night, and everybody standing up, everybody kind of gathering together, and that's what makes it special. It's a family,
Absolutely, and one that I'm very happy and honored and proud to be a part of. I'm glad everyone here at the Stat Card is also part of our family here at Beyond Wrestling. Yeah. And I will see you guys hopefully on the 29th, December 29th.
Yeah.
Very awesome. It's called Party Animals for a reason. We're going to have a party, and we're going to have some fun.
Right before New Year's.
Exactly.
So anything could take place. And with
Absolutely.
Joey Janela and David Starr going at it, if they're there,
you don't know what to expect, ladies and gentlemen. But you can expect that we will be there, and it's going to be awesome. Thank you so much. Happy holidays, everyone at Stat Card, and thank you guys. Always.
Anytime.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
So that's referee Steven Dumeng, and he's my favorite referee. I love how the spots he takes in the ring when he gets thrown across the ring, and he's just so good at it. But great sportsmanship. He always comes back, always has a positive attitude, and that's what makes a great referee. Because referees, people look at them, maybe all they do is count to 3, but no, they have to get involved in physical altercations sometime, and that's a living, breathing example, ladies and gentlemen. So, as I was saying, we'll see you soon. We're going to head out, and I'll see you for round 58 on Wednesday. Bye-bye.